There we go. How's the audio now? Audio good? Huh. No sound. Okay, perfect. Okay, hello. Hello, Michael and Brian, and everyone else who is joining us. It is Tina here from eJuices.com, and I am joined here with Brandon today from Envii. So, you guys know me from the YouTube channel, the social media maven, all that good stuff, but we're here to talk about closed systems, all the different varieties available, who should use these closed systems, and more. And we're also going to be doing a contest, you guys, where 3 winners are going to be receiving a closed system for one of their loved ones for Christmas, which is, a great stocking stuff for any holiday, actually. It doesn't really have to be Christmas. Any holiday in general, this is a great gift for someone that you're trying to convert to vaping. So stick around. We're going to be talking about that giveaway soon. But first of all, I'd like to say, Brandon, thank you for joining us. For everyone who's watching, Beauty and the Vape was unable to come on tonight, but Brandon's here. He's awesome. He's ready to talk about these closed systems with you guys. So why don't you introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself. We'd love to hear about you. This is Brandon from Envii again, you guys. So,
in the vape industry for about 5 years. I started out with kryptonite tanks way back in the day. Did some mods, did some addies, and then joined up with 4 other modders here in the States about a year and a half ago. And we formed Envii, and basically kind of went through with all of our experiences and worked together to challenge each other to come out with like better products and helping each other out with each other's designs and ideas, and came out with a bunch of stuff. And one of them is one of our closed systems that's been out now for about 7 months. And that's kind of why you guys asked us on here today, is just to kind of talk about closed systems and kind of go through them with everybody, because it's kind of new for some people. Some people have been doing it for a while.
yeah.
But it's good as gives everybody the opportunity to kind of see what they're about and the differences between them, the pluses, the minuses, everything that needs to go along with closed systems, and how they differ from what our typical vape industry is used to.
Yeah, what your idea of a vape is. By the way, how did you get into the vape industry? How did you yourself get into this industry?
I was working for a manufacturer that did medical and aerospace,
Very cool.
and an old friend of mine, you might know him. His name is Paul Davey.
Yes, Paul Davey, of course. Of course I know Paul. I work for him.
Um, he went paper loft, and so I was talking to him, and he was kind of explaining some of the products that were out there. And I'd gone around to a couple different places, looking to do some contract manufacturing, and did some design work for some of the first addies that came out. And then I just decided to go out on my own, and kind of went from there. And
Very
then
cool. So you're kind of like a pioneer in the vape industry.
I don't know about pioneer, but I've been around a while. I'm
Yeah.
old. I'm old.
Well, vape industry is pretty young, so old here and old in general means two different things. I don't think you're old, but now that we know a little bit about you, which thank you so much for telling us, because I had no idea that you had such a close relationship with Paul. That's awesome for me. And for everyone watching, Paul is the owner, you guys. He's one of the owners. He's the president of eJuices.com. So this is, great for me to hear. But I'd love for you to for the people out there who don't really even know what a closed system is, can you explain the basics of what a closed system is?
The difference between a closed system is that easiest, the oldest form of closed systems were the original Cigalikes and the original Cardos that came with, it was all in one unit.
Yeah.
Uh, and then the industry kind of expanded from there. Obviously, went into Cardo tanks, refillable tanks, and then sub-ohm tanks and atomizers and RTAs and the whole. It's kind of come full circle where they're kind of taking what's convenient about the original Cigalike style,
Yeah.
but improving them with the new technologies that have been available for the last couple of years and kind of combine them. So it's basically a mod, and we call them pods. That come with juice filled in them, so they're quick and easy on the go. Basically, they're usually small,
Yeah.
and kind of can fill that void of when you can't have your full battery, 150-watt mod on clouds.
The crazy sophisticated thing, yeah. So you guys actually make a lot of other products, but what made you decide to create a closed system for your own company?
We were just looking at what the market was going towards. This was April of 2016, and we're just kind of with August, the August deadline coming forward at that time. We wanted to have longevity in the industry, so we actually came out with about 43 products that we, all this design, manufactured, got onto the market, and then we're doing our full release based on where the market was going. And last year, the market was there was a void for the closed systems. There's only a few of them out there at the time, and they're hard to get a hold of. The Jewel, everybody remembers not being able to get all pods and everything like that. So we thought, well, let's figure out a way to make it work where people can get a hold of what they need. And we went a little bit different route with ours than what the other ones have done, just to try to be different, because we're all modders, so we weren't trying to follow the pack. We did go out in left field a little bit with it.
No, definitely. And you guys, I mean, yeah, from going from like the industrial kind of mods and the enclosed systems, but you guys seem to stand above the rest still. When I think of closed systems, I think of like a very specific 3 or 4 brands. So Envii seems to definitely stand out. And guys, as you know, the whole theme of today is we're open to closed systems. It's not just for people who may necessarily need one or people who may have never used one. Maybe you made the jump to a sophisticated mod. But if you happen to be watching, check out the link below this video, you guys, because we are doing a giveaway. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the giveaway, if you don't mind, Brandon. Yeah, so we're doing an awesome giveaway, you guys. We want you to tell a story. So basically, if you want to win this closed system for a loved one, you want to get grandma into vaping, these are a great way to go, first of all, because they're easy, they're small, they're convenient. But if you're interested, you have a story about why you think this person should get a closed system, we'd love to hear it. So I've attached a blog post below. If you click the link to that blog post, at the very bottom of that blog post, you'll see a section to comment where it actually integrates into Facebook. And you can comment with your Facebook profile and say, hey, my sister or my mom or my dad would love a closed system. Tell us why. And then we're going to put it to a vote, you guys. And the top 3 people who get the most likes on their stories are going to get free closed systems for holiday gifts. So the catch is, this isn't for you guys. This is for your relatives, because this is for people who are trying to convert to vaping. So that's the catch, but be sure to click the link below, go to that blog post, write your story, and we're going to be running this until about 8 p.m. our time tonight. And we'll pick 3 winners and let you guys know tomorrow morning. But let's get back into the conversation, branding, because I feel like I need to find out so much more. We want to know, first of all, guys who are listening, what kind of closed system you guys would like. We have a whole lot of different closed systems, and if you don't mind, Brandon, I'm kind of going to go through a couple of the closed systems that we sell on our site before we really delve into the Envii, because it's personally one of my favorite closed systems that I've ever used. So first of all, for you guys who are watching, we're going to end on the note with Envii, because like I said, it's one of my personal favorites. But if you are looking for something else maybe, or if you're looking for a specific type, we sell a lot on eJuices. So first of all, we've got the X-Fire. So it's kind of small, little cig-alike looking thing. And then we sell the Ply Rock, which is the same kind of thing. And you'll also notice how the Envii differs from these, the look and the feel of it, which I'm really excited to show you guys. So these are, your basic cig-alikes. And then we've got this really fun one called a My Pod, and it kind of almost looks like a little shot glass necklace. But it's really fun to carry around and have on you. Square, it's got like a nice design on it, a little different. But if you're looking for something really lightweight, we've got the Soarin' Air, which is another one that we sell on our site that people seem to like, and it's really tiny and really easily, you can put it in your pocket. And then, you mentioned the Jewel earlier, which is actually one that we carry as well. Same kind of thing, you guys, cig-alike look and feel to it. And now I want to show off the Envii, and then we can kind of get back into discussing it once everyone sees it. Whoops. Sorry, I just dropped one of them. Didn't want anything to happen. So guys, now we're going to talk about the Envii. So you saw the Envii earlier when Brandon held it up, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a better look at it. Hey, Link. Chris is not feeling so hot today. She was unable to do the show, but she'll be on next week, so be sure to tune in, and she'll be on next week. Brandon, I see you have a question in the chat, so feel free to answer that. Take your time. And you can answer it via video, too, if you want. You can type it or speak it, whatever you feel. Live shows are fun. So while Brandon's answering that question, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little closer look. This is the Envii Fit. So you can see how this really differs from this, and it's just really like futuristic looking. It's really cool, very nifty, and it's probably the smallest one, as at least like height wise, out of all the ones that I just showed you. So what's really cool is you can take this top part off and put a little pod in, and then it's just, you just click on it a few times, and I'm using one of the menthol starter kits right now, which seems to be really, really popular, according to Brandon. And then you just, you know, take a nice puff off it.
Uh-oh, lost your sound.
Did I lose my sound? It's good. And it gives you like a nice, did you guys see how thick those clouds are? It gives you a nice, like almost to the level of a sophisticated mod. So you're still getting everything that you're getting with a higher level mod with this fit. And I'm going to show you guys the box that it comes in. So Brandon said that these menthol ones are really popular. So even the box itself is really nice, really simple. And then it even comes in with these pods, you guys. So not only are you getting the actual device itself, but inside of the box you get a bunch of refill pods. So you don't have to go out to the store and like go get a bunch of different ones. It comes with a ton of these, so that you're not running back and forth. It comes with these refill pods. They have all different flavors. You know, they've got fruit, cream, but like Brandon said, I think the menthol ones are pretty popular, so we wanted to go with that one. So I see you answering some questions over there, Brandon, which is great, because I need to put these away real quick. But I would love for you to tell everybody your opinion on who these closed systems really are for. Like, who's the best person to gift this kind of closed system to?
Like I said, I've been around for a while. And if you had asked me 2 years ago if the closed system devices out there would be as popular as today, I would have laughed. Like, yeah. There's no way. Like, why would anybody go back to something like that? I mean, me personally, I'm a mechanical mod, RDA, dripper guy. That's what I've always been. Yeah. I carry this everywhere I go. Yeah. No matter what I have, I will not leave without this. And the reason is the convenience. It's really, and I think everyone's kind of figuring that out. I mean, when you're at home or in somewhere where you don't have an issue with offending other people, or you just want super good flavor. Yeah. Obviously, the sub-ohm tanks and the RDAs are a better choice. But like when you're driving or at the office, or if you're somewhere where you don't feel it's appropriate to be blowing clouds and fogging up the room. Yeah. It's a very convenient, easy way to vape without, calling a lot of attention to yourself.
Yeah. And I mean, it really does. It screams convenience. It's so tiny and like cool and futuristic looking. It really does scream convenience. And I noticed that there is even like a little charger that comes with it. Yeah. How long? That's a good question, Michael. How long do these usually last before they need a recharge?
Depends on the device. Most devices out there have a 250 to 350 mAh battery. Yeah. They'll usually last, like the Cigalites will usually last 2-3 hours before they need to be charged. Ours has a 650 mAh battery and it's regulated. Our device is actually regulated internally. So wow. The battery's fully charged, and when the battery's dead or dying, it gives out the same watts.
Okay. So it's not like you're losing juice or anything. It's still going all the way until it's dead.
Yeah, it's not like a mechanical. Most of the other Cigalites are a mechanical device. Yeah. A little switch when you puff on it, and it'll be stronger at the beginning, and as it goes down through the end, you'll notice that, hey, I'm not getting the vapor out of it. Ours usually will last 2-3 days, depending on how much. Now, if you're just all day long vaping on it, they'll get a day out of it. But just normal use, where you're just kind of using it intermittently, you usually get 2-3 days out of it.
Okay. That's pretty good. For something so tiny, that's pretty good. That's a good battery life.
And it charges in about 20 minutes. So for me, what I always do, as soon as I get in the car, I put it on my USB charger that's sitting in the car.
Yeah.
Wherever I get, I'm fully charged by the time I get there.
So it's convenience, convenience, convenience. That's what I keep hearing throughout this whole thing. It's convenient to charge, convenient to carry. That's great. So for like somebody who's a non-tech user, I see that Brian in the chat had asked, as far as adopting vaping, older people adopting vaping and stuff, I mean, would you say closed systems are the best way to go because they're so tiny and easy and convenient?
Well, it's funny, and as long as I've been in the industry, if you were to hand a mod, like what we consider a mod,
yeah,
like a sub-ohm tank or an RDA, to somebody who doesn't smoke, they can take just the biggest, hugest drip and they're fine with it. You hand it to a smoker and they immediately start coughing.
Interesting. You wouldn't think that would be the case.
Exactly. Because they're used to mouth to lung. So one of the issues that in the past smokers had a problem with, getting used to the amount of vapor that they were getting. Because these can all be used as mouth to lung, it's actually easier for people who are smokers to start vaping on these because they're not getting a huge amount at the beginning.
Yeah.
So it's funny.
I can't believe that. You'd think that, yeah, mouth to lung. I guess that makes sense. But what is mouth to lung? For people who don't know, maybe who are watching, what is mouth to lung? I mean, I know what it is, but...
So when you smoke, the difference is that if you can just breathe right into your lungs, like the draw is loose enough, it's just like breathing. You don't breathe into your mouth and then take it into your lungs. You just breathe into your lungs. Mouth to lung is that the draw is super tight, so that you actually have to suck in with your mouth, and then breathe in after the vapor is in your mouth.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not going directly hit.
Yeah.
Perfect. So for all you guys out there who don't know mouth to lung, or maybe not the lingo, I'm sure that there are probably some viewers who are interested in getting a closed system because they're not familiar with it. So thanks for shedding some light on that. So, how do closed systems work for the people who are watching this show? Again, a lot of these people, what is the actual process that a closed system goes through other than what you just said, that it's not necessarily mouth to lung? What's the scientifics behind a closed system?
Well, the idea behind it is that your coil, your tank, and your juice are typically all one unit.
Okay.
So, with the typical system, you would have your battery or your mod or whatever. And then you would have your tank. And in that tank, you would have to, build your coil, buy a coil, lick your coil, and then add juice. So there's a lot of mechanics that go along with that. And back when it was Cardos or CE4s, it was just you'd fill your juice, vape till your juice was empty, you'd fill your juice, and you'd vape till it was empty. This takes that one step further, in which it basically, the juice comes inside the pot itself. So when the pod is empty, most of them you just throw away and get a new pod. And some of them are refillable. You can open it a couple of times before the cotton and the coils start to go bad, and you can refill them a few times.
Yeah.
The idea behind it is, again, it's convenience. You grab a pod, you put it in your pocket, you have the one in the device, and you're good to go for a day or two.
Yep. So I keep hearing that word convenience. So other than convenience, why would you say that this is a good, this is a good thing for people who are maybe necessarily looking to start vaping? Why is it ideal for those who are beginning vaping other than convenience? Because that's pretty easy to see. But are there any other reasons that you can think of that this would be ideal for somebody who's just about to start vaping?
Well, whenever you start anything new, whether it's vaping, cooking, computer, anything, it can be daunting.
Yes.
You walk into a vape shop and you see a bunch of 25-year-old kids. I guess if you're an older person. So
yes.
You've been smoking your whole life. You walk in there and all of a sudden you're like, oh.
You're in the vape sphere.
Yeah. And so, and you know, you walk up and you're like, okay, well, here's a battery, and these are the kind of batteries it takes, and then here's the kind. These are all the different things you can choose from, and these are all the different kinds of coils, and here's 300 flavors of juice, and you know, and what you do is you do this, and then you do this, and you do this. So it can be a little bit, you know, like you're in the headlights type.
Yes, definitely.
So for somebody that's new to it, you can walk in and you go, here's a kit. It comes with the battery. The kit comes with these little pods, and the pods have the juice in them. Put the pod in the top.
That's it. So other than convenience, it's simplification. It's simplifying it. It's taking all the steps and just kind of bringing it into one set kit.
Correct.
And are those, I see Michael asked a question, are the Fit Pods refillable?
We say no. And the reason is that if you look on YouTube, you can find ways of popping the pods open. Like anything, there's cheats around everything. But it does typically damage the pod when you do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've always said no, they're not refillable, although there's 1,000 people that will tell me, oh, yes, they are.
Technically.
Yeah, so then what would happen, though, if we go, oh, yeah, go on YouTube and figure out how to do it, and then they break the pod, and then they come back to us and say, well, you said we could do it, and I broke it. So we say no.
Okay.
And
that's fair. That's fair.
Right. And so we say no, but, you know, I'm not saying that it hasn't been done.
Gotcha.
I can't say that I haven't done it myself.
No, definitely. I mean, everybody to a degree has done something they're not supposed to do just to make it last a little bit longer. We can all say that. But before we get into some more questions, I'm just going to go ahead and reiterate about this giveaway for people who may have hopped on. Hello, if you are all watching, feel free to disregard this. For those of you who are new to viewing the show, welcome. I'm here with Brandon. He is from Envii. We're talking about closed systems. We're talking about the Fit. If you guys didn't see what that is, it's this nifty little futuristic looking pod. You just pop some flavor right in there. No coils, no mess, no tank, no anything. And we're just discussing why we're open to closed systems. You like my kitschy little title over there. But if you guys are just joining, we have a giveaway going on, you guys. So there's a link below this video. It'll take you to a blog post explaining all the details about it. But at the bottom of that blog post, there'll be a section where you can actually comment directly from your Facebook onto the blog post. What we want you to do is tell your loved one's stories. So if you have someone in your family that you're trying to convert to vaping, grandma, your uncle, your sister, whatever, tell us their story. Tell us why they should get a closed system, and our top 3 stories will receive a closed system as a holiday gift for you guys to give to that loved one. So go ahead below. Make sure that you comment, tell us your story, and the 3 stories with the most likes will get those closed systems. So now I'm going to go back in with Brandon, who has been so patient in having me do this giveaway thing. Yeah, no, you are. You're good. You're a gem. And so I want to talk about some of the benefits other than the simplicity and the convenience, the benefits of using a closed system. You said, you know, you go back and forth, it's charged, it's easy. Is it any more safe than a regular vape? I mean, do you find that there's any other extra benefits other than simplicity and convenience that people should have these, or especially people who are not familiar with vaping or the safety procedures that come with vaping?
Well, obviously, mechanical mods, where you're building your own coils, are the most technical know-how.
Yeah.
With regard to home laws and battery safety and things along those lines. Since these systems are designed to work with the pod and the device are designed for each other.
Yeah.
There's definitely much less likely to there be any problems of venting of the battery or something like that. Now, and it depends on the device, of course.
Yes.
Our system has battery protection. So if you take yours and you keep hitting it, after 7 seconds, you'll see the lights will just start flashing.
Yeah.
It basically turns off. If you hold it on, you have it on puff mode or button mode?
Button mode.
Okay, so just hold the button down for a second. You'll watch it'll just start flashing.
There it goes.
So it says, all right, something's not right here. Nobody takes a draw that long, and turns off.
Yeah, wow, that does seem like it would be way safer, especially if it goes off in your pocket or something. That's
Yep. So
fantastic.
it automatically shuts down.
And the way that
Um,
you guys designed this looks like it, I mean, not that I would ever drop it or anything, but it looks like it could take a beating, to be honest.
I kicked mine across the parking lot yesterday. In my car.
Really? And it survived.
Yeah, you just have
Oh,
to
wow.
the tip a little bit because it usually gets
Yeah,
squished.
yeah.
So for like our system, one of the things that's different about ours as well from all the other ones out there. I'm not sure if anybody has come out with anything since ours, but ours actually works in a button mode or a puff mode. So you can use it button activated for people that want control, or you can just use it in puff mode just for when you breathe in, it'll turn on, and it's got two separate modes for that.
Yeah.
So
No, I've
that's
noticed that. I've been playing with the buttons and I've seen the different lighting modes and stuff, and um that's great. So this actually does seem like safer than your average run of the mill vape, like your iStick Pico or something. This seems like it would be a little bit safer, pocket wise at least. You got the convenience and then you've got the safety of not having to worry about it in your pocket. So that's
yep,
great. That's fantastic. Let me see.
little keychain holder.
Oh my God, I didn't even see that. That literally is like the definition of convenience. Just put it on your keychain. Um, Michael asked a good question. Are all of the pods made by Envii or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's like your whole kind of integrated thing then. You've got the flavors and the device.
Well, the flavors we actually teamed up with a whole bunch of juice companies.
Yeah, I actually really like your guys' take on menthol, by the way. I'm not usually huge on menthol, but I'm really enjoying this.
Which one is it that you have?
It's the menthol starter kit. Let's see. Which one? We have the
It
pods.
came with 4 flavors.
I think Easy Does It Ice. That's what I'm on right now. Good. It's a good one. I like it.
So we teamed up with a bunch of different juice companies. One of the issues with the most popular one out there, the longest running one, basically, is limit on flavors that you could put in it. Like there are 4 flavors,
Yeah.
are not necessarily considered amazing flavors. So that was one of the other things we wanted to do, is actually offer flavors that people were familiar with.
That's
And just
great.
and then we also recently released it with empty pods. So you can get it with empty pods now. So you can put, because there's a lot of salt nick lines out there. Because I know
Yeah.
ours were salt nick lines.
Yeah.
And so they would able to put, if they had their favorite salt nick, they could put that in there as well, or any flavor that they really, really wanted. They could fill their own pods if they chose to go that route as well.
Is that recent that you guys started giving people that option, or has that kind of been around almost as long as
About
the
a month ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's great. I love that customization and stuff. Because I feel like a lot of people who have these starter kits and stuff are maybe concerned that they might not like all the flavors, or, that maybe a couple of them aren't their forte, or they choose the wrong one, like they get the fruit for their friend or their aunt and they don't like those specific fruit flavors. So I love that you guys threw in that mix of personalization in there that you can customize it a little bit. That's great. Do you find that I mean, just in general, off the closed system, I feel, and I'd like to see, since you're in the industry, if you feel the same way, I feel like the road towards kind of customizing and personalization is where we're going nowadays. I feel like people like,
Oh, wait. Yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
I feel like people really like to kind of have that option. They don't want to be told what they should do. They kind of want to have their own um, mix to it. So would you say that the industry and that kind of like renaissance of personalization, if you will, inspired you guys for those custom pods?
It was just something we knew all along. Eventually, people liked the device, and we had 16 flavors that we came out with originally, and
Okay.
so there was a lot available, but there was only four menthol,
Okay.
and 4 cream, 4 tobacco, 4 fruit. And so they were still stuck with, basically, if they like menthol flavors, they're still stuck with only 4 flavors. And there's probably only 5,000 menthol flavors available on the market.
Yeah.
Uh, and so when we did that, we knew that eventually that we would have to release empty pods, and people were vocal about it. They're like, I'm tired of having to pop these open and put my favorite juice down when I was done with it. So we gave them that option. I mean, go back all the way back to drip tips. Remember back in the day, when you couldn't really customize too much, drip tips were kind of the first thing you could do to kind of make your mod your own, and there was all kinds of them. So yeah, that customization thing's been around for a long time.
Yeah, no, I think that that's interesting that you guys came out recently, because we're finding that a lot of people are really big fans of the closer you can get it to them being able to customize and personalize it, whether it's a mod, whether it's their juice selection, the better it is. I feel like there's just a shift in general in consumer culture towards that, if you're looking at Amazon or Netflix where they're recommending stuff to you. So that's interesting that you guys did that. I think that that's great. Now back to a personal question for you, away from the fit and the close systems. What other close system devices have you tried, and which ones do you envy? No pun, well, pun intended, but.
I think the Fix is a good product. What's another one? I didn't care for the Jewel personally.
Okay.
I didn't like the flavors.
Oh, so it's just a flavor issue for you, not a device thing? Okay, that's fair.
And what's funny is with that is, everybody that used it, and a lot of people use it. I mean, a lot of people use it. And it seems like, they use the juice flavor they dislike the least.
Yeah, right? They go and pick the worst one, and isn't that the way?
Yeah, it's the one that they dislike, and a lot of them have come on the market, have really focused on that for that reason, because it was a common known problem. If it's a problem where the device worked great, it's an amazing device.
Yeah.
But flavors weren't what people were used to, quality wise or style wise. So a lot of the newer systems out there have come out with better flavoring choices and focused a little bit more time on making sure that the flavors actually were kind of good,
enjoyable. Yeah, it sounds like you guys were ahead of the curve on that, because as soon as I opened it up and saw Easy Does It on ice, I immediately knew that flavor from Ruthless. Like I was like, okay, this is a Ruthless flavor. I immediately could tell. So it sounds like you guys were ahead of the curve on, let's get these people good flavors, not just something for them to vape, but like something that they'll enjoy, that they know, that we know is popular.
And what was great is it allowed us to focus on the device, because juice companies, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They focus on their flavors.
Yeah.
So, it freed up some of our resources as well, by going out and working with companies that's what they do.
Yeah.
And, we talked to a lot of companies. And so it was like, not only finding good flavors, but good flavors that worked within our system well.
Yeah, and it sounds like it all came together kind of serendipitously with your device and those flavors, and people seem to respond very well to it. And now I see a question over here asked by Kristen. Do these come in any special colors, speaking of personalization?
Black, right now they come in black and white.
Okay, Kristen, they come in white too. So if you're like, it's kind of like the iPods, you get iPhone, you get black or white choice. That's great. That's great.
We do have some custom ones, our limited edition ones. I think we only have purple left in them right now.
Oh, okay. So there's limited edition.
Like it changes colors in the light.
That'd be cool if it did. That could be cooler if it did. I'm just kidding. But, okay, so what? Speaking of flavors, since we're going on about these, what flavors have you found to be the most popular? Are there any specific that you see people keep buying? And
the tobacco is the most popular flavor.
Would you say that correlates with people trying to make the jump into vaping, and they're just more comfortable with tobacco, or?
I don't know. Because it would definitely not been, at the beginning, if you would have asked me which flavor would be the most popular, it certainly would be the tobacco, because it's not the most, from juice sales perspective, it's not even close compared to some of the other flavorings.
Yeah.
But because these are kind of mouth-to-lung devices, a lot of those people, are recent quitting smoking, or used to mouth-to-lung. I think that maybe just who prefers tobacco flavors, and then right behind it though are the menthol flavors.
Wow, I would think that it would be like the fruit flavors because those are like the most popular among vapors, but I guess if it's a starter kit or a closed system, that makes sense.
Well, the other thing is that I think also the tobacco and the menthols pop the most in the smaller devices. The flavorings are much stronger. You notice that fruit flavors and creams are typically lighter flavors just to begin
Yes.
with.
They won't be too heavy on people, yeah.
And so now we're between 9 and 10 watts on our device, which is strong. Most of the Cigalite devices are anywhere from 4 to 6 watts.
Yeah.
Your flavorings are going to be much more muted. So I think that's also why the tobaccos and the menthols sell more
Pop.
because the flavoring comes out more.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. So we got some questions. That's funny. Any color you want, as long as it's black or white. Yes. Any product development plans? That's great. What can we expect from the Envii going forward? Because for the people who are familiar with it, I'm sure they're curious if you don't have to give away everything, but what you can give away.
Yes, we have some stuff coming out. In our closed system, we don't have any new closed systems coming out right now. I'd say new.
Okay.
Full release on these. But we are releasing the baby nest, a tank, and a squonking atomizer into full production in December.
Very cool. So soon, coming up quick.
Coming onto the market in the next, for purchase by the end of the year.
Okay. And have you personally converted anybody to vaping yourself just outside? I mean, obviously you work in the business of converting people to vaping, but within your personal life, is there any, like a loved one that you've converted to vaping? So people who are watching, for those who are here interested in getting a closed system for their loved one, have you?
It's funny that you say that, is that I've been working with a machinist here locally in California the last couple of weeks, and he would stop and go have a cigarette.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh hell no.
Yeah, you're like, not if I'm here, not happening.
And he's not a heavy smoker, but
yeah.
I went out to my car real quick and I grabbed a fit and I said, here, take this. He's like, what is that? I said, it's our closed system. It's a simple device, because he's in a machine shop, so there's grease and gunk and metal shavings flying everywhere. And I didn't see him over the holiday. His mom was in town, and apparently his mom thinks he quit smoking.
Oh.
So I saw him yesterday, and I'm like, so how'd it go with mom? And he just kind of giggled. He said, dude, that fit saved my life. And I'm like, why? That my mom would have killed me if she smelled smoke on my breath. So he basically went over the whole holiday season with no cigarettes. So that was funny.
Wow, but that's pretty cool, because even though he was forced into, I feel like even when you're an adult, you still hide things from your parents in certain ways. But
and the best part was that when I saw him yesterday morning, I said, hey, and he was telling me about it. He said, I got to tell you, I forgot it going to work today. He said, so I had a cigarette. He said, let me make it. I had half a cigarette. He's like, I can't believe I used to smoke those things. Like,
wow.
He said it was so horrible.
Yeah.
It was just nasty. And he's like, I won't forget it again.
Yeah, it's the heaviness, I think. It's a lot lighter. These are a lot lighter. It's not the musky, yeah, and it's not, I mean, you're not like choking the next day, and the after effect, kind of like a hangover almost. You don't have a hangover with these the way that you do with a cigarette. I'm going to go ahead. Sorry, go on.
A lot of people in our industry, not a lot, but many of them, who vape indoors, but don't go out and still have a cigarette break. And I've had a lot of people tell me that these closed systems have actually got them on their cigarette break. They'll go out and take a fit or another closed system out there, and they're kind of clearing their head. It's kind of the whole process of getting out of the office real quick, clearing their head. We're in a stressful environment in this industry, and rather than lighting up a cigarette, they'll just go out there and sit out there and use their closed system. And so that's cool to even see people internally that that you work with regularly
kind of make the switch.
Yeah, they'll they go, you want to go out and have a cigarette? And I said, no, I don't smoke. And they're like, me either anymore, but it's just still part of my process. So they're going out and they're grabbing a fit or fix or Juul, and they're like, this is, they're like, I'm like, you're actually off? And they're like, yeah, this is like indoors in the office or whatever. Because we're in the vape industry, nobody cares about
Yeah,
vaping.
yeah, it's vape all over the place. Yeah.
So, but I get to come out still, take my break, clear my head, get pumped back up. But he said, I'm doing this now. So
yeah.
it's cool. It's fun to see, people legitimately, in the industry also not having to, fall back every once in a while just to get through the day.
Yeah, and I feel like it's also a habitual thing too. I mean, like I had my, small life experience of smoking, but like my parents were smokers for 30 years and my mom, even just the habit of she quit cold turkey like 14 years ago, and the first year it was just she'd be rummaging through her purse next to me. And I'd be like, what are you looking for after like 20 minutes? And she was looking for her cigarettes, even though she'd quit smoking. So I feel like the habitual thing of getting out and getting the fresh air is definitely one thing. But I feel like this kind of, eliminates that issue because you're still doing something. You're still able, even like the feel of it in your hand, you're still able to pick something up and you're not feeling like this weird edge because you're not doing something habitual. It's kind of like you said, but instead of taking the cigarette break, you're out there doing your closed system instead. You're still performing the habit, you're still living your life, but you're doing it in a way that it's not the same as it was before, which I think is cool. But I find that habitual thing that a lot of even the shape of mods and stuff, or so fresh fresh air or not fresh air. Yeah, no, definitely. But a little fresher air, a little fresher with the closed system for sure.
It's just changing. Smoking is so much more than just nicotine, and it's
a lifestyle.
Yeah, it was. In California, we weren't allowed to smoke indoors, so you would get up, you'd go outside, you'd walk around, you'd clear your head. There was this whole process, this mental process that was going on that became part of your daily activities.
Yeah.
So, it's not necessarily fresh air when you're in smoke, but it's still the illusion of it.
Yes.
Else. And so I quit, and it was hard. I tried quitting several times, and it was very difficult. And then, like I said, I met Paul. Not met Paul, but I met over at Paul's shop, and he's like, "You got to try it," and it worked.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't ever want to go back. It was easy.
Yep.
It was convenient. It was simple. And for me, anyways, it was great. I actually tried a cigarette like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I used to smoke cloves.
Yeah. Oh, that's hardcore.
That's so good, right?
Yeah.
I tried one. I was like, oh, this is horrible. How can you guys do this? And so it was good for me. Everyone got their own. What did she say?
She said Paul's the best. Yeah, you see the last name on there? Hi, Kristen. He is. She's right. He is the best. All right, I'm going to take another moment to remind some of the new viewers about the giveaway we have going on, and then I got some more questions for you. For all of you guys watching, thank you so much for watching as long as you have. We're having a great conversation here about closed systems and the Envii. Yes, Kristen, you may be just a little bit biased, but it's okay. I think Paul's awesome too. So, and he does too. Everybody on this show thinks he's awesome. So, but we're doing a giveaway, you guys. So be sure to look below this video. In the description, you'll see a link to that giveaway. What we want you to do is tell your loved one's story. So we're giving away closed systems to 3 people who want to give a gift for the holidays to, mom, dad, grandpa, aunt, sister, whoever, and convert them to vaping. So what we want you to do is click on that blog post, go onto it. Go to the very, very bottom of it, and you'll see a section where you can actually comment with your Facebook profile directly into our blog post. Tell your loved one's story. Tell us why you think they should get a closed system. And the top 3 people who get the most likes will receive that for free. Now, for you guys out there who maybe don't want to be in the giveaway, or maybe you're watching this after the fact, we are still going to run a promotion for you guys. We have a 15% discount on all of our closed systems right now on our website. If you use the code CLOSED15 at checkout on any of the closed systems we have within our closed system collection, which is also linked in the description below this video, then you can get a pretty sweet discount whether you win or not. So let's get back into it, you and I, Brandon, because I'm loving this. I'm loving the direction this conversation is going in, because I think that it's fantastic that the two of us, coming from completely different worlds, are able to sit here and talk about how big of a change this makes on people's lives. So my dad actually started on blues back in the day in like 2012. He smoked for probably like 35 years, got onto blues, was actually the one who encouraged me to go into the vaping industry when I was looking at jobs and kind of weighing, what am I going to do? What am I not going to do? And when I got an offer from this company, he was like, yeah, go for it immediately. It saved my life. And, but he, he never got into the advanced stuff. He always bought like the blues and the cigalikes and stuff. But I never really noticed that there was one set demographic, because I can just speak for him and like my parents. Do you find that there's a specific demographic for people who buy closed systems? Are they like older, younger? No, it's all spread out over the board?
That's what we're seeing. People, like I said, I'm a mech RDA dripper, build my own whatever stuff, modder guy, right? And I carry this around with literally everywhere I go. It's like, where's my wallet? Where's my phone? Where's my vape?
Yeah, check your pockets for it.
that's and then if I'm in the mood, then I'll grab my mod and add you or whatever. But from that, and then for the I hate to say the older generation, because I'm one of them at this point. It is easier to start on. I mean, there's a lot less maintenance. There's a lot less to do, to worry about. Not to worry about your coil burning out, or you're running out of juice, or charging your batteries, or whatever. It's simpler for them to start, and then if they want to get into sub-ohm tanks and mod and stuff like that, there's they feel like they kind of have an idea of what they're doing. So it's kind of like sitting in the shallow end before going off the high dive.
Yeah, no, definitely. That makes sense. No, so it's a good transition, but I actually thought that it was a little bit more segmented towards the older generation. I had no idea it was all over the board, but I guess that makes sense. I mean, when I first started, I looked at closed systems and stuff, and I'm pretty young, so I guess that makes sense. Let me see. I got a couple more questions for you guys. I would love to know, other than the obvious, other than the fact that it shuts off and all of the safety features, what else does the Fit offer that other closed systems don't?
As far as we know, it's pretty much the biggest battery. So it has the longest battery life. It's got a 3 mil pod.
Okay.
Which is also very big. It's got an on and off feature for safety. So if you want to leave it in your house and you have small children, you can turn it off so they can't get a hold of it. Oh,
that's definitely something I didn't even think about. That's great.
And then it's got 2 modes. It's got button mode and off mode. So when your light flashes blue, so you blue, button mode.
Okay.
And if you click it, so blue, and then click it 3 times, and pink for puff, so P for puff.
Oh, very cool.
And then we have one other mode. So you see right now, if you hit it, the lights turn on. So if you're in a place that you don't want the lights going off, you click it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
And now no lights work. So you can turn the lights off as well.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, it's not distracting at all. That's great. Yeah, wow, that is really different. I had no idea that the Fit differed so much. I knew that it could take a beating, and I knew that it was cool looking, but I had no idea it had all these safety features and stuff. That's awesome. And especially that seems to be a huge concern even among like new vapors. They're like, do I leave it on? Do I turn it off? What's going to happen? Am I going to set my house on fire?
So we wanted to create something, like I said, that was really different. I mean, we wanted a completely different shape, obviously.
Yeah.
Totally different shape. It's like a key fob. It's very comfortable in the hand.
With the keychain
Yeah,
thing built in.
And so we wanted to be different, and improve at the same time.
No, definitely.
Different take, but take what was out there and
improve.
Yeah, find out what is it missing? How does it get closer to what the current vapor that's using 18650 setups.
Yeah.
Get a little bit closer to what they're used to with the options and stuff like that.
No, definitely. I see that they're saying your mic's a little bit low. You might want to check just in case on your end, see if there's any way you can turn that up. If not, we'll see if I can do something. But for all of you guys in the chat, once again, thank you guys for coming so much. If you have been listening, then you know what I'm about to say. If you just hopped on, we're doing a giveaway, you guys. Below this in the description, click the link. It'll take you to a blog post. At the bottom of that blog post, there'll be a section where you can actually comment with your relative's vape story or, loved one. It doesn't have to be a relative. It could be a friend, someone that you're trying to get a closed system for so that they can convert to vaping. And it's a great holiday gift. You're literally giving them the gift of life. So if you want to enter that giveaway, be sure to click that link below. If you guys are just interested in getting a closed system, we're running a coupon code right now from the beginning of this show to the end of this show. You guys can go use the code CLOSED15 and any of the closed systems in our closed system collection on eJuices.com, and you'll get that 15% off at checkout if you use that. So, and I would love to hear also from the chat, I don't know about you, but I would love to hear what you guys are using right now. If you have closed systems, what are you using? What would you like to see with closed systems going forward? What are your favorites? Everything like that. Any feedback that you can give us about closed systems helps me and Brandon, both of us, so that we can give you guys exactly what you want. So I'd love to hear if you guys have closed systems, what you're using. If you don't, what you'd like to see in closed systems in the future. Now, Brandon, I would love to take it back to, you mentioned that you yourself had a little bit of a difficult time making the switch. What would you say was the most difficult part other than the habitual stuff? Making the switch, what was hardest for you going from one into vaping?
I didn't really have that big of an issue for me.
Okay.
So when I went just right into the vaping, and for me it was just instant. Like if I had that, I was good. It was just I had my same processes that I was doing in the car or going out front or whatever outside. And for me, it works right away. Like I never went back. Like I said, I tried one about two years after I started vaping. Like I said, I had some clothes and they just smell so good. And I'm like,
yep.
I was like, oh, well, this is horrible.
Yeah.
This is nothing like the flavors we can get at vaping. So
yeah,
for me, it was definitely easier.
It sounds like it was the hump that broke the camel's back, though. It sounds like you tried a few times before you invested and got into vaping. So.
Oh yeah, just trying to just not do it but I think if people wanted to quit smoking and they would go outside and not have the cigarette and still go through the motions.
Yeah.
I think they probably have a better success rate just going cold turkey. Do everything else, but just not like the cigarette.
Yes. So how did you end up like walking into a vape shop? Because you said you walked in and you kind of met, you were in Paul's vape shop. Paul, so it was just meeting him as a person and his passion for vaping that drove you into the vape shop to check it out.
Actually, Paul's wife and my wife went to kindergarten together. So
your wife went to school with Denise?
Yes.
That's awesome. Oh my God, I'm learning so much right now. I had no idea.
Yeah, I just went over to say hi. And so, and we had a mutual friend that she had, quit smoking before any of us had even heard of it, basically. And so, and actually it was Kristen was there as well. And
really?
They were working over a vapor loft over in Orange. And then we were just sitting there talking. They were explaining it to me, and I was like, "You're gonna try one of these things."
Look, I see Kristen saying second dad growing up. That's awesome, you guys. That's awesome. I had no idea. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you just knew him forever, and he was like, hey, and he was a trusted source, and that's what got you into it.
Yeah, they were doing
Excuse me.
before, and they're like, yeah, you know, it worked for me, and I'm like, well, let me try it.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that really rings in with the whole theme of you had someone who you trusted and you loved that said, hey, try this. And maybe if it was someone else, maybe if it wasn't Paul or someone that you didn't know that well, you might have been like, and brushed it off. But here's another person that you know had the same habits as you, and they're recommending you try it. Would you say that that was a huge influence, the fact that you trusted him and you saw him kind of overcome it?
Well, of course, if anybody says, you know, how many times do you hear eat healthier, right? Everyone.
Yeah.
Then you're like, okay, I'm on my way to In-N-Out. What do you want?
Yeah. You're like, Tuesday. I'll start Tuesday.
But if you have somebody that's been, you know, not healthy.
Yeah.
And you see, they're like, hey, look, this is what I've been doing. Because you notice, you're like, wow, what are you doing? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And you look really healthy. And they're like, well, I'm eating this now, and I'm doing this, you know, twice a day. All of a sudden, you're looking at them, and you're going, oh, I got to do that. Like,
yeah.
It's more personal.
Yeah. You're seeing by example, definitely. It's not just like someone telling you, you actually saw the results yourself, which is great. Now I see, yeah, it is a perfect time for our giveaway, Michael, actually, because it is. We're trying to get someone, we're trying to get people to tell their loved one stories. If you're someone that someone else trusts, they're going to listen to you above like going on to a guide to vaping, or even like people on YouTube. They're going to listen to someone that they care about and say, hey, try this. Now I see Robert's asking, what's the price difference between a closed system and a regular mod? I'd probably have to do with the mod, but I found, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that they're just a lot more affordable, the closed systems, with everything that you get in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely are less expensive.
Yeah.
They're, you know, you're getting less for, you're also getting less. I mean, you know, if you go out and buy a fully, you know, mod, you know, you're going to have wattage adjustments, and you know, you're going to be able to use it with all kinds of different tanks. So, you know, obviously the costs go up for bigger. You know, there's lots of things that you get with a more expensive mod. This, from a convenience factor, kind of takes a lot of the guesswork out, where you would need all those other things. So yes, they're definitely less expensive, you know, more affordable. You're getting less options by doing that, but it's, you know, it's a trade-off.
Definitely.
I carry this everywhere now, and if I went back to myself and I, you know, showed myself a year ago and I said, this is all you're going to pretty much carry around with you, I'd be like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we start using it, and then like, okay, I got to run to the store real quick.
And then all the conveniences you talked about, charging in the car.
Throw that in my pocket. Yeah. Or you go out to, you know, a bar or club or out to dinner, and you know, you've got, you know, a big mod with you. Are you gonna grab this? I start grabbing this, and I just kept grabbing it more often and more often and more often. And
yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to explain that I would do this, but I am. I'm proof that everybody can try it.
Yeah, no, and you know, convenience products are just, that's what it is. It's convenience. People, you always end up saying, oh, well, I use this at home and I use this on the go, and then you always end up using the things on the go because people are always on the go nowadays. So, yeah, oh my God, yes, especially, definitely. I mean, like, it's never stopping. It's such a young, burgeoning industry, and I'd actually I have some questions for insight, just industry insight in general from you. But I'm going to go ahead and, one more time, because we have new people on right now, reiterate what we've got going on, show a couple of the closed systems, show them the Envii again, if in case they didn't see. And then I'd love to get into some questions about the industry with you, if you don't mind. So I'm going to just cover that real quick. You guys, thanks for joining me. If you're new to the show, or if you just hopped on about 5 or 10 minutes ago, I'm here with Brandon from Envii, who's been amazing so far in explaining closed systems and all the benefits and kind of how he got into the industry himself, and all of the really, really awesome tie-ins he has with Paul, who's like the owner of our company. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a couple of the closed systems that we have on our site. And then I'm going to finish off with the Envii, which again, I'll go into a little bit more detail with. So if you guys are interested in participating in our giveaway, the link is below this video. It'll take you to a blog post. At the bottom of that blog post, there'll be a section of comments where you can actually comment on the blog post with your Facebook profile. Tell us your loved one's story. If you're trying to convert someone to vaping and you want a closed system as a holiday gift, tell us their story. And we will hold a vote, and whichever 3 stories get the most likes will get a free, each of those people will get a free closed system to give to their loved one for the holidays. So a couple of the things that we have on our site. By the way, if you guys are interested in closed systems in general, maybe you want to get one for yourself, we have a coupon code going on right now that will be running until the end of this show, roughly around 7:30. That code is going to be closed15. So if you're interested in getting 15% off any of the closed systems on our website, you can go ahead and follow that link. Use the code closed15 at checkout and you will get that 15% off. So what we have on our site, a couple of them, and I'm going to end this off with the Envii so I can go into some real detail with that one because it's personally my favorite. We've got the X-Fire. So your average cig-alike, you know, pretty nice, pretty easy, slip into your pocket. And on that note, we have the Ply Rock, which is very, very similar. Same kind of look and feel. Pretty easy. Then we've got the Soarin' Air. It kind of looks like an old school iPod. You know, like the old school little mini iPods from like 2005. This one's pretty easy too. Slides right into your pocket. And then the Jewel, which people like or they don't like. Take your pick. Rechargeable device. We've got this on our collections page as well. The MyPod, which is like a fun little one. It kind of looks like something that you'd wear to Mardi Gras. You can put it around your neck, and it's fun. It's got a nice little design. And now we're going to move on to the Arc de Triomphe, which is the Envii Fit. So Brandon recommended that we show off the menthol because it's really popular. This is what the Envii Fit packaging looks like. You also get refillable pods, and these are some really awesome flavors, you guys. We've got some Ruthless, we've got some really popular brands in here, but you get refillable pods. They're all different menthol flavors from different lines. Brandon explained that his company worked with some of these juice companies to get the really nice popular ones for you guys, so that you're not just vaping random like Joe Schmo's vape shop flavors. And finally, the actual fit itself, which me and Brandon have been showing off throughout this whole show, but I'll show you guys. It's this little tiny, literally this tiny little thing, so convenient. They even have a keychain hole right there, you guys. Look at that keychain hole. You can literally link it up to your keychains. All you do is pop the top of this sucker off, go ahead and put one of those pods in. And some of the features that Brandon and I were discussing were, you know, battery safety, you know, like it shuts off on its own. If you don't want to be disruptive and you want to turn the little blinking lights off, it lets you do that. And honestly, guys, not that I want to say it can take a beating, but this thing is strong. For how small it is, this thing's like a little bomb in your pocket because it's so strong. If you drop it, it's not going to break or anything. Like I had another person I did a live show with who had one of these, and they said that they had it and they dropped it all over the place. Nothing ever happened. It's still in like mint condition, basically. Not that I'm recommending you guys drop these. Don't do that. These are great products. You don't want to drop it. But all these awesome features in this tiny little thing, and you can see how different it looks from all the other closed systems. And it's just very impressive. You can get these in white and black. So, oh, I see Brandon, there you go, you answered him. Yep, so it comes with 4, but they'll last you a pretty good time, and the charging on this is amazing, you guys, too. You want to reiterate the battery life again, Brandon, real quick, before we get into our questions?
The 650 mAh battery, I usually get 2 days out of it.
Yeah.
And I use it a lot. But I rarely get the battery to go dead because it's just USB charging in the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. So as soon as I jump in the car, I plug it into my USB port.
And it's done in 20 minutes.
Yeah. So wherever I'm going, I'm always stuck at full charge. It just never runs out on me just because of that reason.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Let's see. That's a good question. How much should the average person who wants to begin vaping expect to spend on one of these? So what would you say is the average on a closed system?
it depends on what you're getting. If you're buying a device, you can get them anywhere from $20 to $30. And then you're buying pods on top of that, and then the pods vary in the amount of juice that you can get in them.
Yep.
So I think the Juul's 3/4 of a mil. Some of the other ones are 1 mil.
Let's see.
I know there's a few out there with 1.5 mils. Ours is 3 mils of juice. So
wow, so you do a lot more than the average.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 0.7 on Juul I'm seeing, and yours is like way more. Even the box is like much bigger because it holds the bigger pods.
So it depends. There is no average. How many packs of cigarettes do they smoke? We say that each pod is about equivalent to a pack and a half of cigarettes.
Wow. Okay, so you're getting a decent amount then, and it comes with the starter kit, right? So you're getting a decent amount if you're buying this with the actual closed system device.
Yeah, so you're getting like basically 6 packs of cigarettes plus the device
for like $20-$30.
Well, it depends. Some of the devices they don't come with pods. They're just the device.
Yeah.
Others sell one pod with the device, and then you're having to buy the pods. Ours happens to come with four pods. So if you're buying one of the 4 packs, it comes with a 4-pod, and then we have an empty pod starter kit as well. It comes with 1 pod, and then you can just buy empty pods and fill whatever you want in it. So the price range is huge, depending on what device. Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, you can get all different NIC levels, right?
A lot of these closed systems have very high NIC levels.
Oh, okay.
Milligram, because they're putting out very low wattage. Ours is at 18 milligram.
Okay. Do you guys you make pretty much 18 all the way through then? Okay. Well, that makes sense, though. If people are converting, like they're coming off of that huge nicotine wave, and even 18 is not that much for somebody who's used to, like, God knows how much.
And you understand you're vaping anywhere from, depending on the device, as low as 5 watts. Ours goes up to just over 10 watts as the coil heats up. So it starts at 9.5, and it goes up to about 10.25 watts. So if you were to compare that to somebody that's using a regular mod and they're vaping 3 milligram at 80 watts, you're vaping 1/10 that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's, that's kind of where the math works out so you still get the amount of nicotine that you need. But, you say, oh my God, 50 milligram. Well, yeah, but you're vaping at 5.5, 6 watts.
Yeah.
So you're not getting nearly as much vapor and nicotine on each inhale as you are with, a super tank or something like that running at 70 watts.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the higher NIC doesn't vape as strong in other devices. It's true. It's true. I'm actually a vaping gamer. I'm actually a 6 myself, and I'm using their menthol right now, and it's a lot more subtle than, if you had like a tank and a coil and stuff. The 18 does not feel like an 18 on this. So no worries about it being overpowering or anything. I also think it depends on probably how much you end up vaping off of it. But another question for you, Brandon, where do you see the future of closed systems heading? How do you think these are going to evolve?
I don't know. It's interesting because, our industry is very, very fluid. Like I said, if you'd asked me a year and a half ago or a year ago that closed systems would be as popular as they are, I would say there's no chance. Why would anybody go back to something that's 2012?
Yeah.
They took what was good about 2012 and what was good about 2015, 16, and 17, and they took the best of both and combined them. So, with the FDA regulations, though, in the United States, it kind of put the brakes on innovation.
Yeah.
It's supposed to, anyways. We'll see what ends up happening. But like I said, we spent a lot of time and money a year and a half ago. And I think we did 42 products that we actually went through the entire process on. And then we're going full release with them based on where the industry goes. So
Wow.
we made a lot of guesses. So far, we've been pretty good. Um, we'll see. Closed system wise, I think you're going to see more and more coming out because um, it's popular now, and our industry has a tendency to kind of play follow the leader. And um, we'll see who. Well, squonking is popular now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Squonking's been around for 6 years. It's been like 10 people for 6 years, and
then it suddenly got its moment in the sun now.
For no reason. Like, all of a sudden, everybody was like, "Oh, I gotta."
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. That's funny. And it's like, where were you 6 years ago?
Yeah, it's been around.
Yeah.
It's not new. It's just new to some people, and so they've
Suddenly it's novel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
9 months ago, if you told me that swamping's the new thing, I would have said the same thing. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And here's the joke. I talked to somebody the other day. I'm waiting for carto things to come back out.
Yeah.
So cartomizers, it's the new thing.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just what comes around goes around.
Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. I didn't even. Yeah. So we got some good. Okay. First off, do you have Nick Salt version pods? I know that you mentioned that you had refillable pods that people can put Nick Salts in, but
right. We don't. We have 4 Nick Salt flavors that will be coming out within the next month.
Ooh, exclusive, you guys.
Yeah. Those will be coming out within the next month. Our PG ratio varies depending on the company that we're using the juice from.
Okay.
So we had some that were 65-35. We had some that were 80-20.
Okay. Yeah, Vaping Gamer, he mentioned that earlier that a couple of the flavors that they get in the pods, they work with other companies. So what I'm vaping right now is actually Easy Does It from Ruthless. Easy Does It on Ice from Ruthless, which is one of the 4 flavors that they have in there, but they've worked with these different companies. So yeah, like he said, I think it really depends on which juice you're vaping.
I've got a good. Okay, so one of the things that's different about these devices, is the pods are small.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of room for air. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. Closed system makes sense.
One thing that I noticed is if you're used to something like a super tank or a sub-ohm coil or an RDA.
Yeah.
It's a big lung hit typically when they're vaping those.
Oh yeah.
And so on the closed systems that are closer to mouth to lung, we've had people that will inbox us and say, "Hey, I'm getting leaking from the pod. What's going on?" And we're like, "You're taking really big hits.
Yeah.
You're creating a huge vacuum inside that coil."
They're trying to cloud blow on a closed system.
Yeah. So what we tell them is like, "Okay, look, this don't hit it so hard. Like this isn't a big, huge, you're not going to win a cloud comp with this."
Yeah. No, I even noticed that too when I was hitting off of it earlier. It was like I was like, and I had to like brace myself and take smaller hits.
Take smaller hits. Fucking so hard. And all closed systems have this. I don't want to say fault to them, but if you're not used to doing that and you take a really strong hit, you're going to create a huge vacuum inside that pod, and so that's going to create a lot of juice coming into the wick. And the coils typically won't be able to keep up with that. They're not strong enough to be doing that. And it's the tight draw that does it. If it's a super tight mouth to lung draw, you're really sucking on it hard. And you can even take a coil and or any pod, if you actually block out the airflow and you suck on it, then you let go and you'll see bubbles going up because juice went into the coil.
Ooh, wow, I did not know that.
And you didn't do anything other than breathe on it. So that's the one thing that you want to
be careful with.
Be aware of that it is a different use device.
Okay. No, that totally makes sense. I'm going to pause just for another second, and then I would love to get into, we were mentioning earlier, you had mentioned some of the difficulties that we're running into in the industry, and I'd love to get your take on that. But before we do so, I'd like to reiterate for those who are watching, guys, we have a giveaway going on, and we have a couple of people in the live chat right now, but I feel like we could have gotten more people. So tell you what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to extend this giveaway. If you're watching now or if you're watching later on, I'm going to go ahead and extend this giveaway to Friday, just so that everybody has a chance, because we want to get all these stories out and we really do want to make sure that you guys get those closed systems for your relatives. So I'm going to go ahead and extend the giveaway that we have going on to Friday so that more people have an opportunity to tell their stories. What we're doing with that giveaway, please click on the link below this video, whether you're watching it now or you're watching it in the future from now. Be sure to click the link below this video. It will take you to a blog post. At the bottom of that blog post, you'll see a section where you can actually comment directly from your Facebook page and tell us your story. Tell us the story about your relative and why you think that they need a closed system and why you'd like to convert them to vaping and all of that good stuff. So I know that I said that it was only going to run till about 7:30 because we're probably going to end our show around then, but I want to give everybody a chance to enter this, so I'm going to go ahead and extend that giveaway to Friday. Now, if you guys just want a closed system in general, you're not looking to get a free one or you're not looking to get one for a relative, you just want one for, or a loved one, you just want one for yourself, that's cool. We have a 15% off discount code right now for all of our closed systems that we have on eJuices.com. Use the code CLOSED15 at checkout to get that. Now, Brandon, I'd love to get into you. I noticed that you were talking about how you have these kind of like pending releases based on how the vape industry is heading.
Right.
What are your thoughts? What do you think is like the biggest challenge personally, just for the last 15 minutes or so? I'd love to discuss with you, because I feel like we really have given people a lot of in-depth stuff about the Envii, and we'll go back into that before the show ends. But just for a few minutes, I'd love to get your take, vapor to vapor, on what your challenges, or at least the challenges that Envii's faced in this industry as of late.
Well, obviously the FDA regulations are very time consuming.
Yes.
Going through the process, we're not prepared for our industry, and I don't think we're necessarily prepared for them either.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of back and forth. They have been helpful. And the response times are slow, but I think it's because they're inundated. But they have been, attempting to make it easier. They've extended deadlines for us. If you're having issues with their systems, they're having issues with their systems. So they have extended deadlines out because of those issues, which is nice that they're not just like, sorry, I know it doesn't work, but that's not our problem.
Yeah.
They're going, yeah, it's our problem. But that's the biggest challenge. And then the challenge also is, and I think a lot of vapors are seeing this, a lot, at least in the hardware. Overseas companies are trying to win on price point. And so what happens is that you get a point in which something has to suffer. You can't keep just making products less and less expensive.
Yes.
Without things starting to cause problems. And I think a lot of people are starting to see that now. I mean, back in the day, it used to be very expensive. I mean, you can buy a mech mod and you're spending $250 on a mech mod.
Yeah.
But if you looked at the quality of what was coming out back then compared to now, you also see, you'd have a mod and it'll last you a year and a half without any issues. Like, there was no problem.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing mods for 3 weeks in, a month in, and it's no good anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're obviously cutting corners on the quality and the manufacturing, just because they're trying to compete in this price point war. And eventually, I think the consumer ends up losing.
Yes. Yes, I would agree.
We've decided to not get into that game.
Yeah.
We had our products that we designed and manufactured and made, and we're sticking with good quality, and they may be at the higher end of the price point for other things in that category, but at the end of the day, I think what you're getting for your money is worth it. Now, I'm not talking like the new mod that we have coming out, the Baby Nest. I think the retail price point is going to be around $65-$70.
Yeah.
For the mod, which is a reasonable price.
Yeah.
But it's not, $45 for a mod.
Yeah.
And we're also leaving room in there, because here's the other thing is that for the stores and the distributors.
Yes. Yes.
We've noticed that a lot of the overseas manufacturers and hardware have basically cut out all the margins so that the stores can't really make any money on the products.
Yeah.
And if the stores aren't making money, they're not be able to pay their employees. They're not going to be able to pay their insurance, their light bill, their rent, and stuff like that. So there's a tipping point for them as well, where they can't afford to even carry their products anymore because they've taken away their, the manufacturers will be like, okay, so here's your price, and you can make $2 on this, on this device.
Yeah.
On this $5 or $70 purchase, and then if there's something goes wrong with it, the store usually will, warranty it and just give you a new one.
Yeah.
And now that store is out, they paid for the device, and they're only making a couple dollars on it to begin with.
Yeah.
And losing money on the device.
And then it affects the industry as a whole. When you don't have the stores and you don't have the devices and you don't have the employees, what's going to happen to vaping? Exactly.
So that's where I see, from an industry standpoint, we need to be careful, and the consumers need to be careful, as everybody wants a good deal, and I don't fault them for that.
No, it is. It's walking a line of giving people the price that they want while also maintaining quality and being able to make sure that you stay afloat so that you can continue to give people products. I think,
Good products.
Yeah. Quality products, exactly. Something that's not going to break on you 4 weeks in.
Correct. And do it and perform the way, and then customer service. Like we even though our products are made overseas, we customer service everything in Nevada.
Yeah.
So if you have an issue with one of our products or a question or whatever, we're here.
Yeah.
You're not trying to call somebody in the middle of the night halfway across the world.
Yeah.
We're right here in the state.
That's so fun.
we manage all of our customers from here in the States. So
yeah,
that's one other thing that, it's obviously it's more expensive to do it that way.
Yeah.
Labor expenses are higher here in the States. But we do that for a reason, is because we want, at the end of the day, customer experience, that's what counts.
Yes.
So that encompasses more than just their vaping. It's their entire experience, because there's always going to be a problem somewhere. I mean, nothing's ever going to be perfect.
Yeah.
As hard as anybody tries, there's always going to be, one that gets through that isn't working correctly, or, sometimes they just drop it. We have people that's, my door broke, or I lost this. What can I do?
Yeah.
We'll send you a new one.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And I think that's one big thing that in a world where people are always like, lower your prices, I think that what sets companies like yours and ours apart is that element of customer service, and circling it back again to personalization, letting people know like, hey, yeah, you might pay a little bit more than if you're getting something, sourced from overseas, but you're also going to get a customer service experience. If anything goes wrong, you're going to be treated the right way. You're going to get the whole integrated experience of working with a professional company and getting those products. Yeah, great business stance to have, definitely. It's hey, customer service is a huge part of that. And I think that's why people keep coming back, despite the fact that a lot of vapors out there are like, lower your prices. Well, there's a ton of people who keep coming to Envii and eJuices.com, not just for the price point, but for the customer service. So I think that that's definitely something that's helped to set companies like ours apart in this industry, is treating people like they matter. And I think it sounds like you guys do that really well too. So.
Well, and if you don't, they'll find somebody that will.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day,
we wouldn't be here without customers. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without them.
What are we?
Yeah.
A bunch of people with great ideas? That doesn't really help.
No.
You have to follow through and do things right. And so, that, like I said, that's what I'm seeing here recently. talking to shops, talking to distributors, when we're setting our retail price points and our price points for everybody.
Yeah.
And still being able to make a profit so that we can stay in business. And I talked to a lot of them, like, how are some of these companies, the retail price so low on
yes
product? Because we know what it costs to manufacture it.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I'm not making any money on it. And I'm like, well, then why are you selling it?
Yeah, or why are you selling it at that price? Well, people want lower prices. Well, people also want other things too. So.
Yeah, and then I said, well, how are you going to stay in business? Is this a sustainable process for you? Can you stay in business by continuing to do this? And they're like, no, it's killing us. I'm like, well, explain that to your customer.
Yeah.
Your customer, then you talk to them face to face and said, look, this product is not as good a quality. These are the things that you're going to, find out once you purchase it. And by the way, if this is all you buy, we're closing up in a week because I can't pay my rent and my employees.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to do?
Yep.
It's not just a single store's issue. It's across.
It's a whole, it's a industry-wide issue. Definitely.
So that's what I see as the biggest
challenge.
Yeah, and I'm seeing it because we're I'm obviously involved in different Facebook groups and stuff like that, and I'm seeing the consumers even more and more start. I don't want to say complaining, but complaining that hey, these products aren't as good as they used to be. I'm having a lot more issues than I used to.
Yeah.
From a company that I used to do, that I like the products and I would support the products and buy their products. And over the last 3 to 6 months, I'm really seeing a decline in the quality control and what we're receiving. So they're recognizing it as well. So that always makes it easier if they're seeing that there's an issue.
Yeah.
And the stores are feeling the issue in the pocketbook, and they're looking at their rent going, I don't know how I'm going to pay this.
Yeah.
Have that conversation with your customers and say, look, this is what you're going to end up getting out of the deal.
No, definitely. All right, I'm going to take this opportunity to reiterate a couple more things, and then we can close this out. I have one more quick question to ask you before the end of the show. But for all of you who are watching, whether you've been with us or you've joined us recently, hello. I'm here with Brandon from Envii. We've been discussing closed systems, the benefits of them, how they differ from, how specifically Envii, differs from other closed systems, and kind of the demographic of people who use it, all the benefits that come with it. If you guys are interested in getting a closed system for someone this holiday season that you love, be sure to click the link below this video. It will take you to a blog post. At the bottom of that blog post, you will see a section where you can actually comment straight from your Facebook profile. Tell us your friend, relative, someone you love in your life story about why they should have a closed system, why you're trying to convert them to vaping, and the top 3 people who get the most likes will receive 3 free closed systems. And I was going to run this giveaway till the end of the show, you guys, but I want people to have an opportunity, and I really, really want you guys to get those closed systems for your loved ones. So I'm going to go ahead and extend this to Friday. So if you're watching this in the future, it is extended to Friday. Click the link below. If you're interested in just getting a closed system for yourself or you don't want to wait, there is a code down there. We're giving away 15% off on all the closed system in our eJuices.com closed system collections, you guys. So finally, just to close this out, I'd like to say, is there anything that you would like to say to everyone, Brandon, regarding why they should get closed systems, why people should convert to vaping? Your plea to get people to convert over.
If you've got like you've been mentioning a loved one or a friend or family member that you really want to quit smoking, or at least attempt vaping, more importantly, just try it. I think the closed system is going to be the easiest, most convenient way to get them to at least make the attempt. And actually, I think that's where you're going to have your highest success rate in getting people to start vaping is through the closed system, especially if they're not comfortable with walking into vape shops and going in cold,
dealing with the hysteria of the coils and the tanks and the
and get them something and just say, hey, look, try it, see what happens. Like I said, that's how I got started in it, and I'm for 5 years, that's all I've done is every time I see somebody with a cigarette, I run to my car.
Yeah.
And don't be, you know, obviously nobody wants to be told what to do. You just offer it. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, this worked for me. It'll work for you.
An alternative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You let them make the choice. Obviously, they're adults.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be told what to do. None of us. Not since we're a year and a half old, do we want to be told what to do.
Yeah.
But you know, offer support, and you know, that's all you can do.
Yep. It's great, you guys. Thank you so much, Brandon, for coming on this show with us and letting everyone know about your product and about closed systems in general and discussing your views on everything that's going on in the vaping industry. Guys, I'm showing off once again the Envii Fit closed system. This is a starter kit. This is great. And this is what the actual Envii Fit looks like. So if you guys are interested to see what you're going to be getting if you do decide to buy this product, it's pretty sweet. Brandon's got one as well. And Brandon, if you could reiterate one more time for the people who may have popped in at the last minute, who you are, what you do, and, you know, pretty much just an outro for people.
Brandon with Envii, and I make vape stuff.
I film vape stuff for those of you who are watching. So thank you so much once again, Brandon, for joining us. I'll go ahead and message you after this once we're done. Thank you guys all for being amazing and commenting and giving us all of your feedback. If you have any questions, let me know. Go ahead and comment on the live chat underneath this, and me and Brandon will try to answer them as best as we can. But thank you guys so much for viewing. Thank you, Brandon, for hopping on with us and telling us so much. And I had no idea that you had that relation to the Davies, so I got to talk to them about that tomorrow. So thank you again, Brandon. And this was a great live show, our second one, and we were honored to have you. So
thank you.
Thanks once again, and I'll shoot you a message once we're off, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks you guys. Thanks for everyone viewing. We'll be back on again at 6 p.m. PDT or Pacific time when after, you know, time zone change. Next week, 6 p.m. Pacific time, I'll be back on and we'll be discussing Christine or Beauty and the Vape will be on with me. So once again, come back next week, same time. Thanks again, Brandon.
Bye.
See you. Bye. Bye-bye.